Hey folks, and welcome to the Pipnotic Symposium for the 21st of November 2019. Today it's Thursday, so we're going to look at some trades. Okay, so Tuesdays and Thursdays we'll look at trades, and these will be shorter videos, and these will be based on the trades that we post in the trade section that I have laying on the Pipnotic server. There's a link there. If you go to the pin messages in the trades channel, you'll see a link to a page on the Pipnotic server. You click on that and then you'll see all the trades that we have here. Okay, so let's have a look at what's happened. We had one trade, which is this one here, and this is really interesting, and there's a tremendous amount of learning here. And this is because, sorry, let me find that. Do I have the right template? Yes, good. Let's put this on here. This is really interesting to us. Okay, so we took a loss, and let's look why we took a loss on that trade. Okay, so we took the trade based on this area. Actually, I think it was 4 hour. Actually, I can see here what it was. It was 1 hour demand. Okay, so it was based on the 1 hour demand, which is this chart here. Here, it was based on this right here. Okay, and this was interesting to us because price came down, reacted on this parent. We bounced and we left. Okay, and this was a pretty nice departure. Well, price came to the area. We had almost a one-to-one reaction at this area, and then price moved lower. And you ask yourself the question, well, why did price move lower? If this is a nice area, why did it move lower? Well, number one, you never really know which area is going to hold. You just have to find the ones that look nice. When I say nice, I mean the ones that are fresh, the ones that are apparent. These are the best, the higher odds trades. And also you have to pay attention a little bit to the way these accumulation distribution candles are formed. And if everything lines up nicely, well, then things should work out just lovely. So if we look at this one, first of all, we have to ask ourselves the question, has price been back to this price level before? Well, the answer to that is pretty clear. Have we been back to this price point here? We have. We've been back to it here. And if we zoom out a little bit more, been back to it here and here and here and here. So the question becomes, is this a fresh area of demand? Well, the very clear answer is no, it isn't. Where do we have a fresh area of demand? Well, notice here price managed to wriggle higher. From here we moved sideways. Notice that price moved up. We moved sideways, then we left, we moved up, and here we started to form these big pullbacks, and these big pullbacks are telling us where the beginning of these buy and sell zones are. So we've had supply formed above price. It was tested. This brought price back to this area of demand. And so between here and where price came back to, here, we have a range. So price is stuck in this range now. So until price manages to move above this or below this, well, then we're stuck. Okay, and so trading in the middle is never a good idea. I did that anyway because I was expecting the price to have a bounce, and so yeah, I mean, I could have gotten out at a one-to-one, but that's a bit of a dangerous game because essentially you want to put these trades on, you want them to be high probability, you want to leave them alone and let them do their thing. And so the best thing to do in a situation like this is to focus on the places where price hasn't been. Price has been to this price point here, 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 and here. Okay, so the fresh demand is here. This is a nice area of demand. Just here, okay, so this is a nice area to buy, the 108.62 area. So if we have a look on the 4-hour chart, see what that looks like. That's nice because that lines up really nicely with this beautiful pullback. So we had price kind of move, we pulled back and then we moved north. Okay, so for this price structure, the beginning of the buy zone is here. So price will likely poke into here, have a bounce. Once price is rebounced, it'll reference the low, the slingshot, as the beginning of the buy zone. Okay, so super interesting. I think a lot of learning available in that particular trade. Okay, so let's have a look at what else we have going. We have this. I think we better put it on here. So we had this trade here. This is just a really nice trade. you can see, and I like this because, let me zoom out a little bit, price has been back to this price point before, but on this, when price came back to it, we had an incredible release and move lower. Okay, so this tells me that we potentially have a nice area of value here, and I was willing to risk some money to see if this trade would have worked out. And we had a bit of a bounce. I took the majority of the trade off at a 2-to-1 risk reward, and I left a little bit of the trade in there, and then we'll see where that goes to. Looking at this, where is price likely to react? We can see that we have this area here. Price left, the beginning of the buy zone is the low of these wicks, but notice, has price been back to this price level before? It has, once here and kind of around this area a few times, which brings our attention to this. The reason I'm putting it here though is because we have a round number just here, the 6,300 area here. So I think that price will probably have a bit of a bounce here, and so price might come here and have a bounce, which lines up nicely with this this departure candle here. Yeah, and that's a really nice risk reward for that particular trade. Okay, so we'll leave it on there and see what happens. We have another one here, which is this one. The same kind of thing happened where we had, I mean, I really like this. This is kind of what I try to find as much as possible, which you don't always find, where you have price rally, move sideways, move north aggressively. We consume this supply. We know it's supply because it removed, I mean, everything over here to the left. So let me use these here to draw where these are located. So we had this here. When price left here, we tested it, we went down. Price tested it, we moved through it. So this is the one that took it out. Price came to it, we tested it, we bounced, we accumulated, we set on there, and then we moved south. So let's move it like this. I'm thinking this is probably a 1 hour area as well. I can't see, of course, so let me have a look here. I can't see what that was, but I'm guessing it was a 1 hour because, yes, it was a 1 hour because we had this little area. Price came here, we went down, we came up, and then we left. We poked into that area, and now we're moving lower. So where's price going to go? Well, we don't really know where price is going to go, but what we can see is that price has already been down to this price level here historically, so we can expect price to return to roughly these areas, just here. And once price rebounces, comes back down here, then we'll probably see price kind of move higher and then continue lower potentially to this area of really nice fresh. Yeah, I like this very much because this is price kind of moving higher, slingshots pull back, and then we release higher. Okay, so price has already been back down to this area here and here, and so the beginning of the buy zone is lower, which supports holding this trade a little bit longer. Yeah, but I mean, that's what we have on that trade. Okay, it's good not to overcomplicate it. We do have this here. Price came down, we rallied, moved sideways, and we pushed away. We have this wick that poked into it, supporting to the end. So I mean, I'd be really happy putting it here. Okay, very happy. So I got a lot of trade taken off, left a slice in there, and then we'll see what happens once price manages to wriggle down here. Okay, and then we have this one, which is just filled now. Okay, let's see what happened. So we had this area. This is an hourly area of supply. So price moved up, we moved up, formed a micro lower high, and then price cut away, and we removed this. My computer's struggling with something, I can feel. So we came down here, we tested, and we moved through it. Okay, we didn't manage to hold through it, but we did trade below it. You see price went through it. We went to the beginning of the buy zone, excuse me, which is here. This is where we turned around, and now we're sitting here. This could go either way currently. I would have been happier if price would have had a tougher time moving up to this level, but it didn't. So I'll be watching this like a hawk today and just see what happens. But for targets, we go to the 4 hour chart. We can see that we have this area here that I was trying to buy at earlier this week. Price didn't get there, but this is still kind of a nice push away. How price kind of wriggled lower to find advertised cheaper prices. We found them, rallied, moved sideways, and when we went higher. So this is just a nice area here to get out of this trade. Okay, should it work out? But I will probably be eyeballing price once it comes down to here, and also once it comes down into here, because we do have something here. This is also the 189.50, so it's a psychological level as well. So there are a few reasons to be careful with this particular trade. But that's what we have for the time being. The trades that we have available are in the trade section under the pin messages, so have a look. And I'm going to cut it at that. Keep this video nice and short. Thanks for watching.